Hey everybody, it's Marty, the JavaScript party. It looks like everything's working. So unfortunately, it is already 8:54. So I on Thursday, so I cannot actually do really any actual stuff today, I don't think. But I guess what we need to do is sort of make a game plan for the next step since we finished off one full session of coding. I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to delete stuff, and for some reason I decided, oh, I want to delete a animations, and that was a mistake, right? Like the right thing to do, or the more like the more sane way to go about this is to delete like from the top down, and animations is at the very. It's like if you were to think about it in terms of graphs and edges and all that. This is a leaf. This it's animations is the very very outside. There's and all that. So you don't really want to delete the animations first because there's references to them. So we want to get rid of anything that references the animation before we delete the animation, and then the animation needs to be able to determine if when a delete request comes, whether the animation's been whether that animation's being used anywhere or not. And that's where things get really wonky because we just don't know. So I don't know because we just don't know what like oh my gosh, what are you doing, dude? We just don't know um, what is happening with oh, so animations has to be able to like see everything, right? Like it needs to be able to see it needs to be able to tell the renderer, hey, hey dude, are is anyone using the animation the renderer? Like we could see how we set the width and the height and the camera ID and all that. Maybe we would want to do an animation that changes the camera ID, right? And it uses a different camera every every 1 second or something like that, like so. But that same maybe we'll have an animation which makes something appear and disappear, right? And if that happens, we might want a geometry or we might want a mesh to appear and disappear, but we might want a whole scene to appear and disappear, and we might want a camera to, well, cameras don't appear, but the renderer maybe it can appear and disappear, right? Or exist and not exist or whatever, right? Like we may very well want a way to do that to make something appear and disappear, and that may be able to apply to more than one thing. So that means the animation has to be the like who would know, like what information would know what all needs to be checked before it can be deleted. It seems like only the animation service could know that, but the animation service doesn't know how to delete. It just knows how to. It just knows can what has to not exist for it to be deleted, I would think. So anyway, so we'll go over here and now we'll hit delete and then we'll hit back. Okay, so for some reason our renderer isn't gone. We probably need to make sure that the renderer has actually been deleted before the scene, right? Like right now I have a reference to a camera and a scene that no longer exists, but it still exists. So this is probably the next step. And like at this point, it's like, this is one of those hindsight is 2020 kind of things. But we do want to go into our renderer service. I'm pretty sure when we delete things, the render service is already getting stuff. So let's see if we can just sort of guide ourselves there. ST animation 3 routing dictionary. Oh, ST. I guess it would be 3, and then render, and then ST renderer TS. Okay, so these are just interfaces. We don't want interfaces. We want services. Okay, app model. Let's just see if this even makes sense. UI, util entities. I'm guessing it's entities. I'm guessing it's an ST entity, which I opened the wrong one, and then renderer, and then ST renderer service. And then we want to go to a different thing and then come back just so we can know exactly where we are here. And is there a delete renderer? Let's see, update, get, publish, get camera, delete renderer. So at this point, we are not deleting the renderer. We are apparently marking it as deleted. If this renders dictionary, delete. So it should be deleting it from the renderers dictionary. Oh, we're not recycling the. Okay, so the only thing is we need to recycle the renderer ID. So let's just do that. Let's just put a comment. Next, recycle the renderer ID. So this renderer ID renderer doesn't even exist in the dictionary anymore, but it's in the renderer's dictionary, but it still exists as a recyclable ID. So we need to square that away. That'll be next. And so we have this comment. So if I hit save, then we look over here. I think we only have one change. Yeah. So this will be easy to find tomorrow. Right. So anyways, happy coding everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.